Okay. All right. Once again, like, follow, and share. Thank you for tuning in. If you did, no matter when you did, whether you got the shorts or you got the whole episode. But here is a good one. All right, the mark. The mark, for those who know, are the target of a con or a trick or a lick or a grift. And right now, there are about 770. No, is that whatever number of Americans there are? There are a bunch of marks right now. Absolutely played and bought into the system, and now they're stuck.
I never thought I'd say that, but I regret my vote. I voted for Trump.
I voted for Trump, and I regret it now.
As a Hispanic, I voted for Donald J. Trump. Dude, I regret it so much, man.
I am regretting my vote for Donald Trump.
Who voted for Donald Trump and now regret it.
A lot of people who were like me voted for Trump and have to account for that.
I regret voting for Trump.
So deeply regret my vote for Donald Trump.
I regret voting for Trump.
I was a dumbass, voted for Trump. It was the worst decision I ever made.
I've seen the light, and I got out of MAGA. A lot of us there have seen the light. We have deep regrets.
I feel guilty because I voted for Trump twice. I feel very guilty because I feel responsible. That's why he's still running.
I was with Trump for 9 straight years. I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed in Trump. Little idiots! Idiots!
Allow me to tell everybody that even let's say you agree with me and that the economy is screwed up right now and that Donald Trump has made some bad decisions. How long do you think it's going to take for us to rebuild our relationship with countries abroad? And before you say it, let me let you know. Like when they say, "Oh, we know it's not the American people; it's just Trump," they that is a lie. They're saying that because they're doing the diplomatic thing. They're doing the smart thing that a president should do and not be a dickhead. But they definitely want to make us hurt. And especially if you believe that this is a competition, a worldwide competition anyway, why wouldn't everybody take their chance right now to knock America off the pedestal that America thought it was on, even though our currency was never number one. And we never, the people don't benefit off of what the top industries do. And they would if we taxed them at a regular rate. Why is it that Republicans for a good percentage, I'm pretty sure most Republicans, I'm not going to count the libertarians, I don't think the libertarians agree with this, but why do Republicans believe, no, libertarians, I'm sorry, they're stupid about this. They believe they shouldn't be taxed at all. So, but what's the problem with taxing everybody at the same rate? If we just taxed everybody at the same rate, including the billionaires, we would have no issue. We'd have an abundance of money. In fact, I'm sure we could pay off the deficit in no time. That's me for president. Just if we taxed everybody at the same rate. I've been paying 20-25% my whole life. All right? And I'm not talking about just what you're putting in your bank account. I'm talking about anything that your company takes in. And if you're not connected to your company, we won't be taxing you that. You'll be getting that 25% on your own profit that you're taking in. But that company is going to pay 25%. Every single company. If corporations are treated like human beings, then you will pay like a human being, and you will pay the same as every other human being. If you don't want to pay so much, don't make so much. I don't care. You not making so much is not going to be any hair off my back because the industry is designed so that everybody can have a fighting chance. So when you don't make as much, that means somebody else is there to fill up that gap and they make more. The shit just don't evaporate. You're the mark. You were sold the dream about America. This is the crazy part about the MAGA idea of American everything. this not let's skip over the part of fucking bananas and the like of things that we can't grow the fuck here. Let's just do that. Let's take those out. How the fuck are we gonna make everything here?
That doesn't make sense.
When the fact about America is, it's not about we want American shit. We want shit from all over. How am I going to get an Asian decorated motif in my house buying shit that's made in America? Right? Us putting tariffs on anything, how and then in return getting reciprocating tariffs from other places. How are me and my family from outside of this country ever going to really send gifts to one another? If they want to come see me, they got to go through all these trips and checks. They can't ever disagree with my president, even though they live in another country, which would specifically, and with the president that acts like this, you would have to disagree with this man. So, like, we're in a police state. You're the mark. The same people who told me that they wanted to protect their gun rights are now saying that a man who was walking who was out on the streets with his gun in his holster, not pulling it out, not brandishing it, got shot to death and by the police, by federal agents to whom they maced first, and then they took him down and then just shot him in cold blood. They're saying that's okay.
That doesn't make sense.
Same people who said that they gotta have their guns to stop from an oppressive government taking over are nowhere to be found. The same people that said that they're patriots and they want to protect this country at all costs, and then they raided and tried to intimidate senators and Congress people into not certifying an election.
That doesn't make sense.
Just because they lost. And now they've won. And now they've won with that same douchebag, and they are getting taken to the ringer. 15,000 farms that were lost. 15,000 farms were lost just in this last year under Trump. They still haven't paid out on their bailout to the farmers and the markets, and they still took that beef from Argentina. And I want everybody who always said, all the Trump supporters who like to say, "Oh yeah, egg prices went down." Do you know why egg prices went down? And you can look into this. That's because he lifted the embargo on the Russians, and he bought eggs from the Russians, which would say he was helping them in their war. And now you're letting him create his own anti-UN, the Board of Peace. So when they ever have a conflict where they end up crossing swords with the UN lives by the Geneva Code and Trump doesn't. I'm sure, and none of the people who are on the Board of Peace believe in the Geneva Convention either. This is funny how, at the end of my life, I get to watch people who were told to eat cake, eating that cake, and just taking it. And there's nothing you can do. You can say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna stand up. We're gonna make." Yeah, I can't wait to see this dumb ass retarded militias try to stand up to these rich oligarchs and the United States military. They are going to what they did with napalm to Vietnam will be nothing compared to what they do to you. And then what they're gonna do is they're gonna put little sound wave machines up and just obliterate you all. Have your buttholes and your ears bleeding.
Oh, God. Oh. Would a spy pee himself, huh? Huh?
But what better for the willing mark to take? Enjoy paying more. And you were mad about the taxes that the Democrats were going to raise, but you're cool with the taxes that he put on there. But, okay, we'll see. Keep buying that all-American made stuff and see how that works out for you, especially when he's eliminated all regulations now. They can have chemicals in their food. They can have lead in their paint. They can do whatever they want. They can have one guy who's running a train at over speed so they can save time and make more money. You people, priceless. Absolutely priceless.